What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke. In this episode, we'll be reviewing and having a chat about the Collingwood-Geelong game. So, on the weekend, Saturday night, 50-odd thousand people turned up to watch Collingwood play Geelong in a big game at the MCG. Geelong were 1-1, Collingwood 2-0 going into this game. Now, going into this game before the season had even started, look, a lot of people wrote us off, rightfully so, finishing 17th, Geelong, one of the better teams in the competition. And then going 2-0, Geelong coming off that loss against Sydney. They were still favourites to win this game, and we were a bit of the underdogs. I kind of had a good feeling about it. And the good feeling kind of paid off because for the first three quarters, we played some really, really good football. Actually, for that first half, we played good football. For that third quarter, where we kicked 9 goals, which we hadn't done since, I think, James Motorhead on Twitter said 2016 against the Giants. That was fantastic football. 5 goals in 5 minutes at one stage, 9 goals in a quarter. That frantic, chaotic, fast football that I told you in the preview that Geelong wouldn't like, they didn't like. The Pies were relentless. And it was very, very, very good to see. 30 or so points up leading into the fourth quarter. And you thought one more goal by the Pies would have broken the camel's back. And that didn't happen. We know how the story goes. Geelong came back, kicked the next 7 goals of the game. One after, or just before three-quarter time. And then, the rest in the fourth quarter. We kicked 1 point. Look, it sucks, and I said this on my Instagram live right after the game, and I said it all on Instagram, I said it all on Twitter. It's devastating. It's disappointing to go up by 30-odd points and then lose the game. But I think this game, in the end, was lost in more ways than that last quarter. Yes, letting Geelong kick 7 goals after you're up by 5, 6 goals or whatever it is, it doesn't look good on paper. It just doesn't look good when you're watching it. But I think it was up to half time. We were 4 goals 11 or 4 goals 12 or something like that. That's shocking. We went into our 59 times for a 49% conversion rate. And that's not too bad of a conversion rate because that's just conversion of scores. 11 points from gettable goals. I think the goalie kicked 4 points in the first half. Some other guys were, missing ones that they should have gotten. So it was one of those games where you kick 2 or 3 of those goals and it turns the whole game. You go up at half time 7 goals, 8 to, whatever Geelong were. I know we were pretty much neck and neck. But that changes the momentum. And then you kick the 9 goals in the third quarter or whatever it may be. But in saying that, I just love the effort of these guys, and I'm so proud of them. I said it on Twitter. I am so proud of these boys. And yes, Luke, while you're proud, they got done by Geelong. Okay, it wasn't like we lost to the Gold Coast. It wasn't like the Gold Coast Suns or the Kangaroos came out and kicked 8 goals in the last quarter after we were up by 35 points or whatever. This was Geelong. They played in a grand final 2 years ago. They're a really good side. Hawkins and Cameron. Cameron kicked 7 goals, 6 or 7 goals. Insane. It's insane. And you got to think that we didn't have Roughhead. And look, I know I keep saying we didn't have Charlie Dean, but Charlie Dean's a fullback. We didn't have Charlie Dean. We had Jack Madgen and Darcy Moore, Jeremy Howe, all undersized. Well, maybe not Darcy Moore, but the other guys, just not that fullback type to play on the big twin towers like a Cameron or a Tom Hawkins. Yes, our defense can be tweaked a little bit because we do tend to play off the players and not really engage on that body on body. Jeremy Howe does it a lot. Darcy Moore does it a lot, especially with no Roughhead. But if we do have a fullback, a certified fullback, like that Roughhead playing, we win that game. Of course we do. But just to see us really, really take it up to a team like Geelong, we're not happy with a loss. No one wants to lose, right? We don't want to lose. But you can be happy with that effort. You can be proud of that effort. You know how much legs it takes to kick 9 goals in a quarter? I'm not saying, it's because we were gassed we lost that game. We could have won it. Jamie Elliott could have kicked that goal. That's his bread and butter. He could have went back and had a drop punt. Taylor Adams couldn't have, taking advantage. Let Dacos kick that goal. Taylor Adams misses point blank. Brody Mychek tries to kick a banana. He should have just kicked it, a drop punt. These sort of things are the what ifs. The thing about football is it is a bunch of what ifs. And what if we converted one of those points to goals? We win the game. What if Jamie? You know what I mean? So it's disappointing and it hurts, but we know that we can match it with one of the best teams in the competition. This season is going to be hella fun. Now, with that out of the way, we're going to talk a little bit about the nitty-gritty. And look, I don't really get into it much, but there was a lot of, I wouldn't even say banter on social media. It was just a lot of hate, just crap on social media this weekend. Now, Collingwood supporters, look, we historically don't like Geelong, the 2011 grand final. We played in a couple of prelims. They smashed us in that prelim a couple of years ago. So, look, yeah, historically, we don't like Geelong. Joel Selwood was getting booed all throughout that game. And he actually wasn't getting booed until he started doing things that made him booable. No one, look, let's get it out of the way. Let's commend Joel Selwood. He is one of the most, don't worry about him ducking his head. He's still one of the most courageous players to go about it. He is getting in and under packs. He is diving head first. He is a very good leader for the Geelong Football Club and probably, one of the best in the AFL. And I commend him on, what was it? All 227 matches or something as captain. The most matches as captain ever. Great. Amazing. Good on him. But when you're putting a 19-year-old in a chokehold or a stranglehold or whatever, a headlock, whatever you want to call it, it is not a good look. It is on par with maybe even worse than Chris Judd's eye gouge when he said he was trying to look for pressure points or whatever the hell he said. Look, if Joel Selwood had have tackled him, let him go straight away, fine, fair game, play on, it's too high, whatever. But the fact that he just kept holding him for like 5 seconds or so is just disgusting. And these Geelong supporters, and just supporters of any other team in general, backing him up saying, oh, Ginnivan was asking for it. Oh, Ginnivan shouldn't have put his arm up when he got tackled. Oh, that's, whatever X, Y, Z, whatever excuses they're coming up with. I try and keep as unbiased as I can, and I know my bias is gonna come out. Of course, I'm a Collingwood supporter, and Terry's bias for Carlton will come out, and Jesse's bias for West Coast will come out as well. But you have to look at that incident and see that was a freaking disgusting look for the AFL. He just wouldn't let him go, and I'm surprised that no Collingwood players, there was a couple of them there, I think it was Noble and Magin, but I'm surprised that didn't result in a brawl, because that was an absolutely disgusting act, and I swear I would call this out if it happened across any other team, because it is reprehensible, it's gross. And then, of course, when Ginnivan got that free kick in the third quarter, because, who was it? I can't remember his name, the Geelong player took him down, smashed his head on the ground, he got the free kick. Good, that should be a free kick. He got, Atkins, he got a $1,000 fine. You can't hit players behind play and do that. I don't care if you provoked him or not. You can't just grab him. It's just a bad look for football. And like I said, I'd call it out if it was any other team. I don't watch a lot of football, to be honest with you, besides Collingwood and a couple odd games here and there. So I don't really see this happening all throughout. But yeah, it's just, if you agree with that, and yeah, if you agree with that, it's just, well, I'll just say it. You're just an idiot, to be honest. Like, this is my channel. I can pretty much say whatever I want, and yeah, I just think that's it's just stupid. If you kind of reason and say, oh, but he had it coming. Where's your GoPro? Wow. He was asking for it because he bleached his hair. He shouldn't have poked the bear. Joel Selwood has played over 300 games. He's been around for a long time. He is a captain of one of the best clubs in the modern era. You shouldn't be going on and just, like I said, if it was a tackle, fine, done, bang. But he just held him. Come on, man. Like, oh, but, no, you shouldn't be making an excuse for this. It's a disgusting look, and shame on the AFL for not finding him for that, or at least coming out and saying that was stupid. And I know I'm going to get comments, oh, biased bullshit, blah, blah, blah. But bring it on if you're going to give me those comments. I really don't care anymore because, like, it's just gross. It's just absolutely gross. But anyway, that's out of the way now. Like I said, there was a lot to like after that little bit of a rant. There was a lot to like about this game. Nick Dacos, he just won the round 3 Rising Star. Kicked his first goal for the club. How good was that? Absolutely amazing to see. He moved more up to the wing, a half-forward sort of role. Craig McRae, I think that's where he wants to play him more. Now that Brayden Maynard's come back, it kind of releases Dacos to go up the ground a little bit more. And yeah, I love to see him as that sort of half-forward wing hybrid. Patrick Lipinski just keeps getting better. Taylor Adams, I think, had about 30 disposals. He could tidy up just a little bit. He was turning it over quite a bit, but, you know, Adams, you can kind of excuse that because he's putting his body on the line and the way he goes about it and stuff like that. The one thing where we really did mess up on, or just really did underperform in, was the marks inside 50. So we know that Geelong had the big Twin Towers and we really couldn't match up for them. They had 20 marks inside 50, whereas we had 7. Is Cameron the answer? Would Cox have been a better replacement? I know that Cameron did kick a couple goals, I think, or 1 or 2 goals. He did take a couple of marks, but with Cox, he divides the Collingwood football supporters. Cox commands 2 or 3 defenders straight up, right? And even though he might not take every mark, he might not kick every goal, if he's getting 2 defenders to go up in the forward line, and Jamie Elliott, Ginnivan, whoever else is crumbing, they kick that sort of goal, we get that contested ball on the ground, right? Fair enough. If they don't put 2 or 3 on Cox, it's a one-on-one, and he should be able to take a mark, one-on-one. He's a good mark. I think he kicked 4 goals in the VFL over the weekend, took a very nice couple of contested marks. I don't think Cameron is the answer. I like what Cameron brings to the team. Cameron works better in a 3 tall forward line, so my check Cameron and Cox. He doesn't work good as a full forward on his own. I would take him out for Cox this weekend, or bring in Ash Johnson. But again, Ash Johnson isn't that big full forward type. He's more of a 3rd tall as well. So we have to persist with Cox until we get a big key forward, which I don't know when that is going to happen. But Craig McRae said it best when he said, it's not what we got wrong, it's what we do next. And next week against the Eagles is going to be a very, very big and very important game. But until that preview comes out, let me know your thoughts down below. As always, I'd love to hear all your thoughts. Until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double checkers. I'll swoop you later.